Welcome back, Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, classics slash non-classics. This is episode number 233 and Doubleshot number 166. Okay, first up, Superman, Supergirl, Maelstrom. Now, Maelstrom itself is also of the main villain of the series. This trade collects the entire 5-issue limited series, written by Jimmy Palmiotti and Justin Gray, with artwork from the artist who says in here from Jonah X, Phil Noto. And his artwork is actually really good. I actually like this guy's artwork. I mean, here's also what the Maelstrom character looks like. Yeah, that's her right there. Yep. The one here I'm showing here for this artwork, that is Maelstrom. This particular miniseries is very heavily dealing with the apocalyptic new gods. Sorry about the glare. I can't help it. It's just basically where the light is. Yeah. Okay, let's just hold it right here. So, basically, this book is it's basically a team between Superman and Supergirl. From what I can tell, probably just before the start of her ongoing series. Because, well, it also kind of has that sense of some hints of what goes on in the series, or at least can take place during the series. I'm not sure exactly when this takes place, but it's definitely a pre-Flash one. There's the appearance by Darkseid himself, Granny Goodness, pretty much anybody associated with Apocalypse isn't here, with the exception of Big Bard and Mr. Miracle. Yeah, they're the only two people who are not in here. Heck, there's not even anybody from the planet New Genesis. Yeah. But one thing I gotta note is that the costume Supergirl is wearing. The costume she's wearing, that's her pre-Flashpoint costume. Not the costume she's currently wearing in the current continuity. This is pre-Flashpoint stuff. That's why you see Superman with his red underwear. Yeah, he's got his red underwear on. And on the cover here, you have the Female Furies. There's Maelstrom, who is not technically a Female Fury. I think this is the only time she's ever shown up. You also have Lasha, who was also a member of the Suicide Squad. This big woman over here, that's Stampa. That's Mad Harriet. I don't know who this person is. She's one of the other Female Furies. I don't know exactly who this person is. This person right here. I know she's part of Female Furies, but I honestly just do not know who she is. The rest, I know exactly who they are. It's just that this one over here, I just don't have any idea who she is. But despite that, this is still really good. It has great character development between Superman and his cousin Supergirl, and I do recommend you try to find this thing, despite the fact this book was published. Wow. This book came out 7 years ago. I'm not kidding. This is a 7-year-old book. Now, this book can be kind of hard to find, unless you can find it on Amazon for a cheap price, but this is still good trade. 9 out of 10. It's really good. Alright, next up is The Golden Age by James Robinson, Paul Smith, and Richard. Is that Dry? Is that how you pronounce the guy's name? Ordray. Yeah, he's the cover artist for here. But James Robinson and Paul Smith do mostly. James Robinson does the writing, and Paul Smith does the artwork. Now, this is one of James Robinson's first known works he did for DC Comics. This particular thing was so good that it got so much positive reception that James Robinson, 5 years after this trade, not this trade, but 5 years after this series was completed, he was given he was asked to do the first arc for the series JSA. And when his friend Jeff John took over the book, he incorporated this very mini-series into the continuity, despite the fact it has the Elseworlds logo on it. Yes, this is the Elseworlds logo. This has been on a lot of the Elseworlds stories. Now, one thing I got to admit, for a 4-issue limited series, these 4 issues are longer than usual. And the thing about this cover is that I can pretty much name a majority of the characters on this cover. Excuse me. I mean, you have Tigress over here in the corner. You have the Atom right in front of her. You have the Atom, Miss America. This character, he's apparently supposed to be American Commando. This guy here, I think, is supposed to be the main villain of this series. I don't know who this character is. The guy with the metal face. We have, standing next to him, we have Johnny Quick and his, wife or ex-wife, Liberty Bell, which their daughter takes the name Liberty Bell. We also have, standing right behind Liberty Bell, we have the male tarantula, Jude Law. Let's see if I can pick any more. We have Robot Man, who was Robert, I think his name is Robert Crane, I believe his name is. We have Our Man, who is Rex Tyler, the original Our Man. We also have, we have Jay Garrick, the original Flash. Ted Knight, he's up front here in this top of the capital. We have Ted Grant, Blackhawk. I don't know who the two behind him are. Over to the left, we have Hawkman, Carter Hall. We have Star Spangled Kid. That's him right there. He's the third in that row. I don't know who the kid with the lightning bolt is. We also have the Black Canary. This is the original Black Canary, not Diana Laura Lance. This is Diana Drank Lance. And the last one I recognize on here is Dr. Midnight. And this is the original. Oh, let's see. Yeah, that's him right there. Yeah, I'm pointing him out right there. The guy who I'm pointing to, the one with the black on, that is Dr. Midnight. But, yeah, that's a majority of the characters. If anybody else can identify these characters, like on this cover, or at least try to look up who's on this cover, please leave in the comments below, because I just named a good chunk of the characters who pretty much also appear in this very book. Plus, also, Tigress, who is Paulus Kruk, I think her name is. She's also the wife of the Sportsmaster. Yes, an enemy of Alan Scott. Alan Scott does show up in the book, but for some reason he doesn't show up in the cover. I don't know why. Maybe they ran out of room for him. Oh, there he is. I see him. He's right there. Yeah, the guy with the purple mask. That's Alan Scott. I almost missed him. But you pretty much have in this cover, you have a good majority of people who are part of both the All-Star Squadron and the Justice Society of America, and I don't think the Seven Soldiers of Victory are part of this, but you do have one of the Blackhawks. You have the lead Blackhawk. But the thing about this is, despite the fact this is an Elseworld story, everybody is wearing the costumes they're known for wearing. I think this might be Steel. Yeah, I think I know this name. I think his name is Steel, the original Steel, not John Henry Irons. But let me show some artwork. I'm sure some of you are very curious to see what the artwork looks like. Here is the artwork. Now, I don't want to spoil what much happens in this story. It's just a really good story to read, and it's a nice, good read along. It's a nice story to read, and it takes a good period of time to finish this story. And it is such a really good story that I'm giving a rating of 9.75 out of 10. This is just pure awesomeness at finest. James Robinson, basically, because he wrote these characters so well, I think that's the reason why he was given the Starman series, and why that series was so successful. 9.75. Try to find it if you can. I was lucky to find this thing. And I got this thing at a discount, and I was happy I got it at a discount. I got this for a discount for $10, and it was well worth it. I love this freaking book. If I meet James Robinson, I'll ask him to autograph that book, because that's the only thing I own, that I personally own, that he actually wrote, that I can think of the top of my head. But yep. So that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, which will be episode 134 and Doubleshot number 167. Until then, see you there. Bye.